The LEGO group continues to expand the LEGO Botanicals, and I'm all here for it. This is the Petite Sunny Bouquet, and we got this about a month ago. Just getting around to doing a review on it, and I wanted to talk about it because as someone who's really into botanicals, I love the plants, I love the flowers. I'm really loving the LEGO Botanical series. So let's kind of talk about this one a little bit, break it down, and take a good look at it. It is really simple to build, 373 pieces. LEGO set 10347. But let's talk about it. And I love it. I want to start out right here with these bluebells. This is not just a bluebell. This is an English bluebell because the Spanish bluebells would have the bells on different sides or all the way around. The fact that you don't have enough to go all the way around, if you drop them down like this is actually an English bluebell or a British bluebell. You have two of those in the set. I use a vase to give me a little bit more space. Now, what I love is that the pieces are actually weighted down with these heavier pieces at the base of the stems. This allows for them to stand upright inside of a vase. The vase that you choose, I wanted to use a vase that would allow me to be able to easily take them back out, but you could use a more narrow vase with this as well, but these are so great. Here you have a nice little fern piece. This is the Cleopatra fern. Use those tree leaves on that. This is a really great little piece. You have two of those. And this is kind of a billy button. I sometimes hear people call them pincushion button, but billy buttons. And you had two of those. That's a great build. That's just a nice design, the way LEGO pulled that together. And it looks like the actual flower. Really tight head on those blooms. I love this. I love what LEGO's doing with the botanicals. I love the fact that they're expanding that. And if you want to get someone a bouquet of flowers that's gonna last for a really long time, this is a wonderful way to do it. The daisies, I wish they gave us two of the daisies. These are just a nice white daisy with the yellow interior. I see these all over the place growing along the street, along the ditches here in the UK. They're everywhere. This yarrow, you got two of those. That's just great. It looks really like the yarrow. If you know what yarrow looks like, it gives you that nice clumping flat head. Yarrow is a bloom with a flat head, and you got two of those. Now we get down to something I really like. You also had two of the fern pieces. You can adjust them a little bit, but not very much. You kind of turn them just a little bit if you want to kind of space it out, get a little bit more space with that foliage, but not a whole lot. Now let's talk about my three favorite flowers of this set. Let's start out with the tulip. I love the fact that you can really get fancy with the tulip. You can open it up, see more of that interior, or you can close that down and have that be more of a tighter bloom head. But I love that yellow tulip. Or you could just call this, if it's not a tulip, this would also work if you wanted to call this a daffodil. You open it up a little bit more. If it's closed, it looks more like a tulip. If it's open, it looks a bit more like a daffodil. But I'm thinking more tulip than daffodil. Either way, it just looks really good. I like this a lot. Tell me what you think. You can kind of go a couple of different ways with this. To me, I think tulip when it's tight. Also think that yellow looks very much like a daffodil. Let me know down in the comments which one you think it is. And also the LEGO group, what they say it is. But that's what it looks like to me. Daffodil or tulip, either way. Beautiful, spring, sunny, summery. And then this late spring, one of my favorite flowers. And they use the shells, kind of the clam shell here. And this is a peony, an absolutely magnificent peony. It's a white peony with the yellow stamens in the interior. Those shells used to make it. This is what a peony looks like with those wide, those petals are big and blousy. And it's a perfect representation of what the real flower looks like. I don't think I have one blooming right now, or if I do, it's a different color. You know what? I do. Let me go cut one and show you how similar they are. So I don't have a white peony blooming right now, but I do have a pink peony with that same interior. There's a bit of a yellow interior, and look at those side by side. This is Peony Bowl of Beauty. I'm not sure which peony this is intended to represent, but you see how LEGO has fully captured what this peony produces in LEGO form. I just think this is magnificent. Sometimes they're off the mark. This time they're on the money. What do you think? That's just beautiful to me. And lastly, I'll set this down. Lastly, the last piece of this beautiful bouquet is a wonderful Gerber daisy. And I like the fact that they use those petals to create that. And it has a very symmetrical look. It's a Gerber daisy. It could, if it's different color, different, maybe any number of type of daisies. But Gerber daisy is exactly what it looks like. Gerber daisies in real life almost look fake because of the strong coloration of them. This is a wonderful representation of that. So this bouquet It's something that I can't think came together really well. I'm using this vase. I will likely set them up in a tighter vase. I'm looking over here to see if I have a smaller vase. I would like to have them in a vase that doesn't have such a wide opening, that would kind of create more of a bouquet look. They would come together. But for now, if you wanted to think about it, a tighter look, I'm going to kind of show you. And it is sunny. It is complementary colors, but also contrasting with the bluebells in there. These are late spring to mid-spring blooming flowers into early summer. Some of these will be blooming at the same time. Some of these will not. The bluebells are actually a little ahead of some of this, but it's a magnificent bouquet. And you kind of pull this all together and you have the bluebells in there, which I think is a great addition, a bit of color contrast. Let's just kind of pop that out and build this as a little bouquet. Bring this Gerber daisy up. And the color, the pop of color, if you want to say what's the pop of color that's different, that's actually that pink Gerber daisy. So that's the one piece that really is different in there as far as the coloration. Everything else is very consistent, and it is complementary colors with a bit of contrasting colors popping across to the other side of the color wheel with the bluebells, and then that Gerber daisy just really adds that pop of color, so it's not so, you know, almost monochromatic where it's too complementary. So you have the yellow and the white blending in there. You have a pop of color with the bluebell and then that pink just to make it stand out. This is a magnificent bouquet, and someone who likes florals, I like this a lot. Drop down in the comments, tell me what you think about it. It's one of my favorite. Yeah, it's one of my favorite. I have a lot of the botanicals. I have the roses. I have some of the orchids. But this bouquet, one of my favorites. Again, drop down in the comments. Let me know what you think about it. Next to the real flowers, it look good. Until next time, take care.